Welcome back to the Natty 19 podcast. I'm Jonathan Marshall, and we are back again to continue our ongoing Tomb of Annihilation story. We are so glad that you've been following along and enjoying our sessions. We've been having fun with it. I noticed a slew of reviews coming in on iTunes, which is absolutely great. I was just goofing off last time when I called you greedy. I'm sure you guys and gals know that anyway, but thanks for the reviews anyway. I personally don't care about them. I think it's a ridiculous system, but hey, it is what it is. We need them to get heard. And you want us to get heard. Anyway.
I like them. I like reading the reviews.
Yeah, reading them is nice.
Fucking
You guys said some nice stuff.
I love reading the reviews when they're good. Let's be honest.
They're especially good if
we only have good
I'm
reviews.
personally mentioned in them. I'm like, oh, that's a good review.
Anyway, let's get that music going because we're heading into episode 99 of the Natty 19 podcast. So, let's paint. Why is everyone looking at me?
Because
you're
you're
the
giving us
DM.
the recap.
I'm partially stoned, so I'm paranoid. So, let's paint a recap. You guys came into Nyanzaru. That was a joke. You guys came down to level 4, and after scouting out the immediate surroundings, you decide to head down the southern passage, and you moved west into pretty much a barren room. The only thing of note in this room was a tall, ornate mirror.
Ah, yes. How could I forget?
The thing looks to be at least a century old.
Boy, we struggled with that mirror.
Would have been nice to know it was 100 years old the first time we looked at it.
At least. So, upon gazing into it, Irme and Copernicus fall into the trap, becoming imprisoned within the magic mirror. Zavril, Gunther, and Yaka, the entertainer, work for about a full day, trying to figure out how to get them out. So they worked a full day trying to figure out how to get their friends out alive. Exhausted from exhausting all options, you smash the mirror. Upon doing so, chaos is unleashed into the room as other victims of the mirror pour out. An Omoan commoner appears first, only to immediately get devoured by a sturge that hadn't eaten in a long time, you'd guess. The pleased sturge pushes past you and disappears around the bend where you came from. A female Omoan warrior, dressed in armor crafted from the chitin of a massive scorpion. She takes up arms against a large gargoyle, while she and a minotaur work to take out the gargoyle. Your lot went toe-to-toe with an invisible stalker and...
A troll.
What kind of troll?
What color was it?
Oh, I don't know. Did we mention what kind of
It was
troll?
green.
That's right. Good job.
Was it a tree troll?
All trolls are green.
It was a treasure troll.
Kick it and fucking coins come out.
The battle begins, and throughout it, a dark elf that had faded into the shadows aided you with a well-placed fairy fire before apparently leaving. Combat ends and the woman stares you down, and after realizing you aren't a threat, she lowers her greatsword and says, "There was a creature that escaped during the fray, a gray-skinned elf whom leans heavily upon a gnarled staff. Did you happen to see which direction it fled?"
I did not. I only saw a dark elf.
I mean, there was only one way out of the room, right?
Yeah. It had to have... Something
Well, there was two. So let me get a map up.
Guntar's right. There is only one way.
No, there's two ways.
Oh.
It's only one way out of the room.
There's one way out of the room, but there's
From in the hall, there were
two ways.
2 ways. But could we see?
We didn't even see him leave.
Something flew past us and we had no idea what it was
No.
with the quickness.
There was several things that flew past you. There was a lot that went on. I mean, there was 12 cells and 4 of them were empty. So there was 8 creatures, essentially, or beings that were trapped in there.
So all right, so there's the Minotaur and the woman. They killed something. That's 3. There's the dark elf that slunk off into the corner. 4. There's the 2 things that we killed.
So the troll and the invisible guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
6.
Scourge
So that's
and
6.
the
2 of you.
Omoan.
Sturge is 7.
And then the Omoan.
Did you count yourselves yet?
We don't count.
For being
8.
in the mirror?
I think there was 8 besides us.
Right.
There was 8 beside you.
Yeah. So the Sturge makes 7, and so the 8th thing that went by us.
The woman lowers her great sword. She's kind of examining your clothes, Irme, and then to Copernicus. She's looking at you suspiciously, and then finally meets eyes. Says, "I am Lucana, and this here is Zal." She motions towards the Minotaur, and the Minotaur, still holding his great axe, just,
Is he gonna be a problem?
"He is with me."
Wonderful. How long have you two been inside that mirror?
I do not know exactly. The last thing I recall was staring into the abyss. But never mind that. We have more pressing concerns. I must get back to the Queen. And Zal, axe still in hand, he lashes it up onto his shoulder.
You may have been there for quite some time. The queen may not be alive any longer.
The queen of what?
The Queen of Omu, you fool. What is so funny? The Minotaur.
Irme looks solemn.
You have been away for many, many generations.
I fear Omu is no more.
What do you mean Omu is no more? Recap!
Yeah, what are we talking? Hundreds or thousands?
100 years.
Yeah.
It was a century ago.
The city's in ruins.
Well, I understand.
No longer
that
populated, but by beasts and dinosaurs.
she kind of stumbles back a bit, cocks her head suspiciously. She says, "Come, Zal, let us take our leave." And then she begins to walk forward.
Gunther just steps out of the way.
Do be careful out there.
We should tell them about the way out.
I mean, they came in.
She's
Yeah, but we have they'd have to go through the entirety of the tomb to get out. Whereas, if they went to the rod,
The rod's for people to come in.
oh,
correct?
only in. You can't go out.
I think we can go out with it.
I thought we could go out.
If we go out, would that bring us to Nyanzaru?
Oh, Jesus, I don't know.
It's linked to Nyanzaru, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you could go out through.
Yeah,
the,
I thought it was only to come in.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind.
Well, I think they said that there was doubts. Nobody's tried it yet, and
Okay.
they expressed doubts that it could work. I think it was I can't remember which one. There was an argument between
The young girl.
Neat.
Yeah.
Anit and grandfather Zatembe.
So either way, it was a link to Port Nyanzaru.
Okay.
And it would be experimental at best.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't think Irme would say anything at all. Then
Wait, no, now hold on. You don't just get to walk out on us.
tell us more about this creature we should be so leery of.
She stops in her tracks and she just turns her head to the side and she says, "Lies fall from its tongue like that of a cornered Ibli. Do not believe it."
Does it have a name?
I do not know. The Ashen Elf. And then she gets to where the passage splits, and she stares straight down, and then she stares off to the left, and then she moves to the left and goes back up that way.
Should we tell her what we know so far? Give her a mini tour
I don't like the cut of a
of
jib.
the dungeon?
I mean, she made it down this far, and to her,
There's a Minotaur joke.
What's that?
Well, you don't really need to do it. It's a Minotaur joke.
Oh,
It's a Minotaur. A mini tour.
oh, I missed it.
It's okay. Yeah, it was my delivery. It wasn't enthusiastic.
Yeah. It would have been a good one.
When we started going off to talk, I was like, oh, I don't want to. We don't need to.
Now, you guys, I'm reflecting on the combat tracker. You guys are pretty wounded, some of you anyway. Let me
Zavril,
see.
frog me. Let's get froggy.
Yeah, I'm looking at Copernicus got 18 wounds. Gunther has 14. Nothing crazy. He's not bloodied. Zavril's got 30 wounds.
Yep. Zavril is gonna heal the party.
Oh, and what are we doing here? Is this like a short rest? Or no? Just healing wounds and moving on? I think we're all rested up enough?
Yeah,
or?
I could.
Yeah,
I
I
could
mean-
go on.
We've just rested in right before this battle.
I'm trying to remember what spells I casted, if any. I don't think I did. I think I just tried the fairy fire. And
Jesus.
I have to keep really good track on my sheet, or I can't remember shit.
yeah, well, I have a spot where I was. Nothing's there, so. If we're we're healing up, right, with the frog. I'm going to pull out my remove curse scroll and cast it on that floating skull.
On Yaka?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Yaka.
Yaka.
I hate that thing. And in our downtime here, I've been thinking about ways to get rid of it.
Let me see if that works. Hold up.
Yep. My banishment didn't work. Tried attacking him, catching
Yeah.
him.
Hey, Yaka, come here. Got something I want to tell you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Yaka's
Okay,
gonna go.
so Yaka appears over your shoulder. You've been... Wait, what was his voice?
Like that of a little asshole.
Yeah. That sarcastic little prick.
You've been away for too long, Copernicus. I am glad that you are here once more, so that you may fall into a pit of spikes, coated with acid, and I could see you burn and die.
And then eat your gems.
I will start casting the remove curse spell from the scroll.
He starts floating around in a panic. He says, "Oh no, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? Stop that!"
Ah, you don't like this, do you, Yaka?
And I'll continue the incantation.
He's bluffing,
No, please stop.
getting you to burn your scroll.
I could feel it in my stomach.
Oh.
He doesn't have a stomach.
And the skull falls to the ground, motionless.
I'll immediately stomp it.
As you go to stomp it, it moves, and the cackling comes back.
Fucking
You
A.
fool. You think spells will work on me. The only way to get rid of me is by feeding me all these gems that you go on about.
Pernicus goes to like crumple the scroll, but it just goes up in ashes. Kind of floats away.
Ugh, this skull is harsh in our fucking stealth mellow. I don't like him.
It's great to have you guys back. I wasn't certain I would be able to see you guys again.
Yes, that was rather tricky.
We were not certain breaking the mirror would work.
Are you looking at Zavril? Are you looking at me? I can always feel your eyes on me. Well, we're all back together again, one happy family.
Yeah, what kind of corpses are laying at our feet? Just out of curiosity.
Troll and stalker of sorts.
And a gargoyle.
Did we loot them?
Give me the loot.
No.
Any gems encrusted in anything I can toss at the talking head?
Wouldn't waste it.
No.
He's probably lying anyways.
I was worried sick about you, Copernicus, while you were trapped in your mirror prison.
Well, after we're healed up, the first thing I want to do is see if anybody escaped straight ahead and if that door is open at the end of the hallway.
The door still looks sealed, and the door does have... Hold on.
Yeah, can we do a survival check or something to track?
To track the Ashen Elf. Is that what we're trying to track?
We're obviously tracking this dirge.
I'm looking for the Dark Elf Prince with my survival check. But I guess they all went left.
21 for the Ashen Elf.
Ooh.
9 for the Dark Elf.
They might be the same thing, guys. just saying. Might not be.
Right, well,
Sounded different,
they
right?
sounded different to me.
Yep.
They sounded the same to me.
Yeah, I feel like
Well, we'll find out.
a Cholton
Maybe.
woman would call a dark elf an ashen elf, maybe?
I don't know why.
Pretty different.
Dark elves don't look ashen.
Are ashen elves an actual thing?
No.
Well then,
There might be a gray elf. Maybe.
Dude, have you ever heard of Gray Man?
I think
there
it's
is a
much more
gray-
likely that it's
It's a
the
whole
same
nother
fucking
story.
elf.
Alright, good point.
I'm just rolling with that.
All right, a stone slab blocks the end of this corridor. Painted on the slab is the image of a gaunt male humanoid. As far as tracks go, yeah, I mean, the slab is closed, so there's tracks that took that left back towards where you came. There's blood drops on the ground. There's, cracked bone.
It appears that there's just a painted door at the end of the hallway.
Do we concern ourselves with the others that got away, or do we persist in exploring this dungeon? This tomb?
So we look out for ourselves. The other ones ran off. We let them go.
We have a quest to finish.
We move forward with our quest and keep an eye for the elf.
Yeah, Yako floats up. Well, my belly is grumbling, so I think I will hang around you guys a bit longer. If that's all right with you, Copernicus.
I'd rather you didn't.
You're the only one that despises my presence. The others quite enjoy my company.
Do you guys think that all spells would be useless against this skull?
Of course all spells are useless against me, you twit. Do you wear those glasses just to appear intelligent?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
Now, what was I saying? Oh, yes. The others like me just fine, Copernicus. It is only you who despises my presence.
I don't know if I could hold it in place, Copernicus. Perhaps we could just stuff it in something. It's too loud.
Try it.
You will try nothing of the sort. There is a stone slab up ahead. Within it, a deadly trap that could potentially annihilate every single one of you. That's a free one on me. Now, who's going first?
All these rooms have deadly traps.
Oh, aren't you observant?
Erame, what did we have for a clue on this door?
There's a clue on the door?
For the door.
Oh, for the floor.
Does the door match a clue for the floor?
Okay.
Not that I see. Gunther, do you have any experience with disarming traps?
Gunther. No, traps are not my forte. He pats his greatsword.
Yaka floats up. If you would prefer, I take a look at it first, just to see if it's trapped.
I thought you just said it was.
I said beyond the door, fool.
So what do we got on the door? We got a
It's a gaunt male.
hooded human.
It's a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak. Its face a mask of stars, and the figure's withered left hand is raised with palm extended.
Amount of stars, not important, or...
Oh.
Perhaps it wants us to put something in its hand.
At this, let me see.
Find the Iron Scepter's twin. The maze holds the key. A mirror holds 12. We obviously know what that means. The army sleeps in silence. Death to fire, dine or drown. Precious air.
Your handwriting is
Precious air
atrocious.
sauce.
Precious air and falling sand.
Gunther, see if you can push your way through that door. The slab.
Gunther shrugs his shoulders and then tries to push it.
Alright, give me a strength check.
I'll aid him.
You hear from behind you, I wouldn't do that if I were you, but go ahead.
Natty 19 for a 22. Unless you're looking at athletics or something. Is it straight up strength?
It's strength athletics.
Okay, so then 25.
Yeah, against all of your might, the slab does not budge.
I gave it a good heave. Did not open. I do not think it could be pushed open. I had a firm grip.
I tried to warn you. I was trying to save your strength, Yaka says.
Irme will step up closer and inspect the slab itself more closely. 17?
It's going to be at a disadvantage.
Oh shit, that's right.
Do you see anything that we didn't already see, smart one?
Why is it at disadvantage?
Because the skull.
Yaka.
Oh,
He's
everything
distracting
is?
us.
I
Yeah.
thought it was just stealth and stuff.
think it's
all,
stealth
all
and he's-
ability
yeah.
checks and shit. Skill checks.
That would be a 6.
It's distracting you, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, did you see anything? Because all I see is the painting of a gaunt male humanoid wearing a hooded cloak, its face a mask of stars, and he's holding his tiny, withered left hand with his palm extended.
Grab my little hand. I say we don't toil here too long.
I do not have any of my own personal wealth, but perhaps a coin in the hand.
I mean, the hand's not extended, it's just painted on the wall, right?
The hand is raised with palm extended.
Like out of the. Oh, just up in. It's just an image.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a painting.
For some reason, I was picturing like a 3D, like relief thing.
I would agree with Copernicus.
Well, if you guys didn't break the mirror, perhaps it would have been fun to watch them wave at each other. The skull says.
I mean, did anybody else besides Irme check for secret doors or anything?
No.
No, I wonder.
I am not the most adept at discovering secrets, but if someone could give me a hand looking for some kind of... See if this is a door of some sort.
Irme will aid you.
Oh, but that just cancels out, so the aiding will cancel out the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Meaning I only get 1 die, and I have +0 on perception for a 5. Well, that's why I was trying to encourage other people,
Yeah.
because my perception sucks.
Maybe if you trimmed that mustache, you might be able to see better.
My mustache smacks him in the face.
It
No
nimbly,
hesitation.
it nimbly dodges out of the way.
Should I make an attack roll?
I believe we do not have the clue to pass through this room yet.
Yeah, we can always come back. Let's head up the other way, back to the main hall.
That's good. It's best to avoid that room.
If Quincy were here. Get the old knock spell out.
Do you care to take point again, Gunther?
Yes. You'll be safe behind me. Fear not, Zavril Dawntracker.
All right. So you guys travel back. You backtrack at this point. There's only one other place to go. Back up to the balconied room, where you came down the stairs and saw the plaque of the rules of engagement.
Yep, knowing that the other creatures went in that direction, we'll just keep an eye out, keep sharp.
At the corner now, you peer around the corner to your right as you see the stairs that climb up to the floor above. Looking forward, You see where the balcony comes up midway, about waist level, the handrails, and looking down again, you see those 4 pillars with the 4-armed gargoyle standing atop each one. At the end of and there's a pit in the center of the chamber between them all. Now looking down, you see that there is a double-wide corridor that stretches off to the east, down on that half floor below, and you see up ahead there is another corridor that stretches to the west on the same level that you're on.
Yes, let's look into that.
Yeah, we had already investigated those.
Investigated what?
The corridor to the west, and then we saw
Not
like
quite.
25
You only-
feet into
We looked into it.
Yeah, you looked down it,
We
but
didn't go down.
you didn't actually go down. Otherwise, you'd be dead. No, just kidding.
Yeah, we saw doorways or hallways leading off it.
Let us proceed to clear this floor. Gunther starts moving toward the corridor on the western side of the same level.
All right, so as you move down 10, 20, 30 feet in, off to the right, a 5-foot wide corridor goes in about 10 feet before there's another staircase leading down.
And then straight ahead of us.
Straight ahead of you, what appears to be a large stone door looms at the end of the hallway, but it bears no handles or hinges. Jutting from the wall on either side of the door are 2 matching bronze sculptures, each the head and neck of a serpent with fangs bared. On the lintel above the door is inscribed the following message in common: warm like flame, cold for the cruel, still for the dead, gruel for the ghoul. Now, Copernicus, upon reading this, it brings you back to a childhood nursery rhyme that your mother used to sing to you at night before bed.
Don't ever laugh when a hearse goes by.
What is that? I've never heard that.
Or you might be the next to die. You never heard that song? The hearse
Oh,
song.
it sounds awesome.
It's good.
Death to fire. Find the Iron Scepter's twin.
So looking at these things, they match? The 2 things protruding?
They do protrude, but they're bronze. They're matching bronze sculptured, each the head and neck of a serpent with fangs bared. Now, the stench of rotting flesh wafts from these bronze serpents.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Cappy will eat another ration.
I always eat rations when I'm nervous.
Around putrid odors. Gunther crinkles his nose up.
I
Has
wonder
a
if
look of disgust on his face.
Svitlongi saw this.
I don't think she came down this way.
You don't think so? I don't.
Honestly, I don't think Svitlongi ever saw very much.
Where did you get that opinion from?
Cappy's just going to talk shit about her because she's not here. And she can't defend herself.
She smelled terrible too.
Copernicus.
We
See
all
who
do.
gets healed in the next battle.
All right, so that's what you guys got down this corridor.
It's not unrealistic given what she was looking for. The crown or whatever. There's serpents here.
It's
Do you
worth
know about the crown? I don't think Jeremy knows.
Nobody
about the
knows
crown.
about the crown?
Just
Just
Avril.
Really?
Zavril does.
Never even mentioned, huh?
Right.
Wow. That whole time?
so looking
Cool.
up. So looking up to the north, where those stairs go down, you would see that you can't see too far into the room once again because the ceiling comes down halfway. But you see at the base of the stairs is a wooden treasure chest.
Ooh, treasure.
This
Looks
place
like-
has given me a rather distaste and treasure, quite honestly.
Yes.
Well, I am not one for riddles.
Perhaps we'll find gems down there for our friend Yaka, the talking head.
Or perhaps one of you will fall into a pit trap of sorts. and I can just take my fill. The skull floats gingerly around Irame.
So, Gabby's going to take a closer look at the end of the hallway here. The protruding things, does it look like they can be pushed into the walls or moved? I guess I'm investigating them. Or
The serpents?
Going back to the serpents. Close examination reveals dried blood in each statue's mouth and tiny tubes at the back of its neck.
Trap.
Tubes extend into the wall.
I don't know what to do with this.
I'm personally getting tired of all these traps inside of here.
Traps and riddles. I could use a good old-fashioned foe to slay.
Been hitting the sauce again, Gunther.
No, but my player has.
Well,
I do not hit the sauce, as you say.
the door from a safe distance, I don't know, let's say 5 feet away from the snakes. Can I see anything about the door?
The door itself is a stone door. Rather large. It's about, 9 feet wide. Big bastard.
Do the plates look... Does the floor look like it has pressurized plates?
Not that you noticed. Though, if you want a closer examination, you could roll a perception check.
I'll aid, so that'll cancel out the disadvantage that you get from...
23.
Zavril will... Oh.
is that a natty 20?
That is.
Nice.
Yeah, 23.
Alright, if you're searching this hallway, you don't find anything
Okay.
out of the ordinary, other than, like I said, it's
The tubes and
bronze. Yeah, the bronze serpents have dried blood in each of their mouths, and tiny tubes at the back of their neck extend into the wall.
Maybe there's a toll to pay.
A sacrifice.
Well, these things are gonna lash out and bite you when you try to open the door.
Should I try to find another rat?
Prick your finger on its fang.
You prick your finger on its fang.
I do not make sacrifices to these false idols.
Fucking paladins.
Spoiled elf.
On top of the stairs, you notice that there's a compartment in the ceiling.
It's a compartment on top of the stairs.
Like where something could fall.
Copernicus, go find out what's in that chest.
Go
down there.
fuck yourself. So, Irame, when you investigated the top of the stairs, you do notice in the ceiling a 5-foot compartment. And looking through one of the cracks, you could see with your elfin eyes, looks to be a large stone sphere. If you had to guess, the stone is made of solid granite.
So Irame looking up and seeing the granite takes a step, seeing the ball and assuming it's of granite, will take a step back and tell the party.
Looks like the hatch could be jammed with an iron spike, or
A bitten?
if you got thieves' tools, dex check. With the thieves' tools.
I do.
I don't really know. Thieves' tools are weird in 5e, or just the whole
Sleight of hand,
disarming
I think.
traps. It's just dex. It's just a dexterity check.
Well, you don't get any bonuses.
When you get thieves, if you're proficient with thieves' tools, you get
get
your
a dex
proficiency
check.
bonus with thieves' tools.
Yeah.
I can give it a whirl.
The skull floats up and just starts hovering around you.
Should be safe to go down and check out that chest if we secure this trap.
Can I just hammer a pitten into it?
I don't see why not.
I have all that. I have hammer, crowbar.
Yeah, it says it could be jammed with an iron spike. So,
What a piton is.
alright, that is what
Piton?
a piton. Oh.
I'm like, what the hell's a piton?
Yeah.
Piton sounds way cooler than
Then a
piton.
piton. A piton's a good word.
Dude, your stepdad's a climber. You should know what a piton is.
I never used it correctly. I use it to describe anything like sticking out of anything.
You can't identify.
A little piton thing.
Anything
piton.
sticking out.
Anything I don't really know what it is.
Well, I feel more confident that I can hammer something in there to stick it versus trying to like disarm it with these tools.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do.
All right. Yeah. You jam your piton in, which
Must I do fucking everything?
Only you have a small enough piton.
Yucca laughs at the joke in your ear.
Cappy purposely doesn't pull up his plumber's crack. That is sticking out.
And
Take a
waits
good
waits patiently for somebody to say something. Oh, fine, I'll say it. The floating skull. Your ass crack is hanging out, Copernicus.
Somebody's working here.
Are you all set jamming your piton in there?
It feels pretty secure.
Yep.
I think we're safe.
I think you're safe as well. Copernicus, why don't you move down the stairs and investigate that chest down there? I'll wait up here to make sure to take all your gems when the giant stone ball crushes you.
No, I think I better stay here just in case it starts coming loose. I could possibly jam another one in real quick.
Or you could jam another one in right now.
Pitons don't grow on trees.
The more you use on this trap, the less you'll have later on.
How many did I use?
How many do you have anyway?
How many did I use?
One.
Used one so far, right? Well, did you guys use any since you've been down?
I've not used a single piton.
I feel like we've gone through the
I feel like-
Piton talk before.
We have. I think it was in the very first.
It's come up.
How many have I used?
How many do you have?
That's not how many did I use.
How
Roll a
many?
d4.
Well, how many do you have?
10.
Roll a d3.
So you have 9 left. 'cause you
Okay.
just used one.
Oh, okay.
You asked me how many you. Did you ask me how many? I'm stoned. Did you ask how many you have, or did I ask that?
This is falling apart at the seams.
Okay.
Fine. If nobody else is going to fucking do anything, I'll come down and go down the stairs then.
No, Copernicus has the least shit points. Irme will not let that happen and will step in front of Copernicus.
After you.
What is our purpose? What is the goal here?
To investigate the chest down below. Keep up.
Well, I thought he was trying to fix the trap.
Irme's being a dick.
The skull floats over
Rubbing
to
off
you,
on it.
Gunther. Are you
And
gonna
she
let
will-
her talk to you like that?
Alas, she is royalty.
Sir, I was addressing the mustache.
As Irme starts to walk down the stairs carefully, quietly, she will look at the skull and then look at and make eye contact with Copernicus.
This room.
Come here, Yaka.
And she'll continue to walk towards the chest, slowly.
Yaka, I might have some gems for you. Actually.
She might even check each step as she proceeds downward, expecting maybe one of them to be a pressure plate for the granite ball.
Oh, look at this. I have a diamond, Yaka. Would you like to feast upon it?
What will you have me do to acquire such a tasty morsel?
Your silence for now.
Irme still walking down the stairs,
I
made
can-
it to the chest.
I cannot speak if I'm chewing on gems. Irme, as you reach the bottom of the stairs, the room opens up. Massive chamber. Flavor text. 4 marble columns support the ceiling of this grand tomb. Twin staircases ascend to an upper gallery, where a carving in the form of a giant maze adorns the wall. On the floor of the tomb stands an opaque crystal sarcophagus that is constantly changing colors. Minotaur murals adorn the walls on the lower level of the tomb. Every 6 seconds or so, the crystal sarcophagus switches to a new color.
The maze holds the key.
Are we following Irme?
Yeah, I mean, I'll stay 10 feet behind her. I assume you're down by the chest now.
Yeah. Do I have to climb over the... Can I just step over the chest? Is it-
Absolutely.
There's more than just a chest down there.
There is, and Irme will just take one more step. Maybe, I don't know. Irme will hold at the... I was trying to make room for people, but she'll hold at the front of the chest and look at it with Cappy. And she'll roll a perception check on it.
You gonna aid her, Cappy?
I'm trying to keep Yaka busy so he bothers me instead of her, so it wouldn't be necessary.
It's the same thing,
Okay, then I'll aid her.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's how you're
Mechanically,
aiding
it's
me.
the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a 16. First checking to see if it's locked, and then after that, any other thing that stands out to Irme.
It does have a rusty built-in lock.
It does seem to be locked. It might be the trigger for the trap above.
Looks like any rookie rogue would be able to... any rookie rogue that knows his way around thieves' tools can handle this lock.
I've seen locks just like that.
I'll just pop it open with my crowbar.
Doesn't budge with the crowbar.
Ah, fuck.
We have no rogues.
Well, you don't need a rogue.
I have the thieves' tools. I
That was
can give it a
just-
shot.
Yeah.
I was just saying rogue is in, like, world lore. Typically, it would be rogues that open locks.
So
right?
I got 17 on the die. What is it? Slay a hand?
It's just a dexterity check
At disadvantage.
using thieves' tools at disadvantage because the
Oh,
skull is
fucking
floating
skull.
around you.
So that would have been a 19.
I'd give you a hand with that, Copernicus, but I don't have any hands.
14 on the die for a 16.
16 is enough to pop the lock.
Oh, that's so satisfying.
And the skull
Irme
looks around.
listens for the granite ball.
You hear a shift where the ceiling plate is, but the pitons hold true.
This was the trap, and Irme will move forward.
The skull floats up towards the piton. He's examining it.
How are we looking, Yaka? Is it gonna hold?
Unfortunately, I'm wondering if I headbutt this thing, if it'll... if it would knock it loose.
I'm no engineer, but if we moved the chest out of the way, perhaps we could use
the ball.
the ball to shatter the sarcophagus.
Shattering the sarcophagus might not be in our best interest. These rooms tend to have puzzles, and if done right, the sarcophagus opens without quite the bad shit happening. I
in
lost
the
my
chest.
ear, I'm sorry. If we follow the rules of the room, the sarcophagus opens with far less consequences than if we don't follow the rules of the room. We might create more work for ourselves that way.
What's inside the chest?
The chest pops open and there's nothing in it.
Sararak!
As Irme will take a step forward over the chest and examine the entryway before before entering the new room.
Gunther will bump into her back because he wasn't expecting her to stop.
All right.
Sorry, just being overly cautious maybe, but better safe than dead.
Is this the first sarcophagus room with Gunther?
Yes.
So he has never been in one of these before.
All right, Irma, give me a perception check. You said you were examining,
Just the-
stopping right there.
Yeah,
and
just the
examining.
very
Yep.
first part of the entryway
Yep.
for any traps or anything that could kill us.
At a disadvantage because now Yaka floats over to you. Do you see anything?
13.
13. Ooh, it's just enough. DC 13.
Nice.
You notice the floor in front of you seems to be slightly different from the rest of the floor in a way where the stone is a slightly different color. If this was an old school video game, it would be
Yep.
slightly lighter than the other ones. And with your elfin nose, you get a faint scent of acid. Do you smell that, Irame? Yaka says.
I do, but you do?
He gets even closer to your ear. That's the smell of inevitability.
Thought he was gonna go.
I want to just jump over. It's what is it? If the 5 foot square, I want to just jump over it, but at disadvantage. That's pretty risky.
If I can remember how to draw.
There
About
does
doing a swing around the corner, like you know what I mean?
maybe there does seem to be something off about the entryway to this room. Give me a moment.
You've got fly.
Okay, can I get a fatter pencil?
Yeah. Well, given that,
Fucking shit pencil.
can I use concentration
is that the
spells in the
area?
presence of Yaka?
Do you guys see that? Do I have to keep my searching?
So it's 10 feet into the room
Pencil for a
and 15 feet wide. So it's a square.
It's a rectangle. Yeah. So it's a long-sided rectangle directly. If you had taken one step forward, you could have potentially fallen through. It looks brittle, like it could hold some weight, but you would assume with your elfin assumptions.
Does anyone have a grappling hook?
Of course, I have a grappling hook.
Perhaps you could throw it around a pillar.
Of course he has a grappling hook, as Zavril hands him back his grappling hook.
I was wondering where that went.
While they're speaking, Irme will cast fly.
When did you get that, anyways?
A long time ago. I don't know, I have your grappling hook listed in my inventory.
Oh, Zavril sticky fingers.
You probably let him borrow it.
What do you know,
Probably.
Gunther?
Probably
I was
like
speaking out
episode
of
45 or so.
Throw your grappling hook around a pillar.
All right.
I'll push my way to the front.
All right, Copernicus takes point.
I'll give it a good heave ho. Try to land it on something.
Irme will fly up into the room.
Oh,
Or if she's flying, she could just
Wait
wrap it around.
Wait a ticky.
Yeah.
The rules for jump.
Might as well.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Half your movement.
A long jump, when you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. Okay, so that's a running start.
right.
Which you don't even have because the chest is there. You only have 5 feet.
Oh, fucking pick up the chest, smash it through the floor.
Smash it through the floor. I was thinking the same
Cappy's had enough.
Which chest are you doing?
The broken chest or the empty chest.
Oh, as you pick up the chest.
Irme's just
God.
going to fly up into the room.
All right. Irme's gonna live
I'm
at
out.
least.
I want you to give me a perception check as you pick up the...
At disadvantage.
Oh, that's a natty 20.
Oh, shit.
Fucking Yaka.
That's another natty 20.
Whoa!
No
Whoa,
way.
what are the chances?
Boom.
Is that with your Christmas die?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christmas die
Oh, shit.
from Die Hard. These things are awesome.
You got Die Hard Christmas die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
dude.
awesome.
All right, as you pick the chest up and sling it over your head, something falls out of it.
Oh shit.
It rolls down your shoulder, clings off the stone floor below.
Some other
Oh
little
thank God!
asshole.
At first I thought it was a spider. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, "Fuck! It's full of spiders."
But looking down, you don't see anything.
Okay, well he'll continue to smash it through the floor.
Ring
so
of
the floor breaks
invisibility.
away. And then I will.
You throw the chest onto the floor, and it's not enough weight to break through it.
Unsatisfying.
We could use the ball to break through it.
Let's find out what was the invisible thing. I'll look for it.
Give me a perception check with just a normal one, because the disadvantage will cancel out the advantage. You know it's there, but it's invisible.
Perception 7.
Well, do you see anything? I definitely heard it, Copernicus.
What are you looking for?
Oh no, something fell out of that chest. It's invisible.
All right.
Another trick of this godforsaken place.
Gunther will also try to look for it with a 2.
It must have landed right under your fucking mustache. It's around here somewhere.
Zavril, can you see it? Or can you find it?
I cannot see beneath my mustache.
My magic contact. It's on the floor somewhere.
Nobody move!
Zavril will check as well, without his plague doctor mask.
Lift up your
You
mask.
said it. Which side did it fall on?
It bounced off my right shoulder.
All right.
Disadvantage.
No.
Oh.
Well, he said it canceled out.
Yeah,
Oh,
it canceled.
Righteous.
20.
Nice.
Yeah, essentially you knew something was there, so I gave you advantage. But the skull disadvantage so canceled out. So if there was anyone confused at home listening or on the way to work listening.
So we got advantage on looking for an invisible item?
Yeah, because you knew it was there, but it was invisible. So if
So
you,
essentially we could feel...
yeah,
Yes. But obviously it's on the right side then. Gunther,
Zavril, as
looking
you're
on the left.
as you're searching around, you do feel something. You pick it up. It's cold to the touch. Long and slender. As you move your
Whoa.
fingers, you begin to caress.
And it bites you.
Better?
and it bites you.
Could it be a key of sorts?
Oh.
An invisible key? You've certainly seen prettier keys.
Did you find it?
Yes, I found it. It's,
Perhaps-
Go ahead.
Perhaps it's the key we're looking for. You might have just saved us a lot of trouble, Copernicus. And Irme will fly up to the maze. The engraving of the maze on the wall.
Yes, the maze holds the key, but now Zavril holds the key, so maybe Zavril is the maze.
I don't think that's how it works, Copernicus. And Irme lands in
So you are
front of
not
the
entering me.
engraving.
Are you
Copernicus.
inhaling mold spores, Copernicus?
We'll feel it. Does it feel like it's in a shape, like a triangle or a square or a pentagon?
It feels like an ugly key.
Does it have any shape to it like the other keys we found? Or
Well,
is
the
this
other
one
keys are
different?
The other keys are like skeleton
Right.
head keys. Yeah.
No. Well, this it's got a shape like a club. You know, like those old
Like
keys.
the Heart Club.
You know, like a
Yeah.
clock key.
Not, I mean the suit of cards.
Suit of
Yeah,
cards.
yeah,
Not like a cudgel.
yeah. Like a classic skeleton key kind of
I'm
look.
thinking like a clock key.
Yeah.
Okay.
A thin.
I know what
it's
you're
a
saying.
it's a thin key. It
Irme.
it feels. Let me explain this. Rather than a key that has weight to it that would open a door or a chest or something, it actually feels like a flimsicle, thin, like
Opens up a fucking diary or
Jewelry
something.
like a
box.
mechanical. Yeah, a key to a mechanical object of sorts. You know, there's a difference.
So it's very little.
it's the material is thin.
Uh-huh.
You know, so
But still, it's like a little key.
it's not a little key.
Oh,
it's
for
probably
fuck's
about.
sake.
It's probably about I don't know 6 inches.
It's a minor key. It's not a
about-
major
Oh.
key.
It's probably 4 to 6 inches long. I don't know.
Damn, that's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's a long key, but
Right.
it's thin as though it's gonna go in like a gentle apparatus.
I'm gonna roll a perception check on looking at the maze engraving.
Yeah, let's jump to that.
I'll
The
hold
skull-
on to
Yaka
this.
floats
I feel
over
you lose
towards-
it.
I'm sorry, what was that? Dave?
Copernicus.
He broke
I'll
up.
continue to hold on to this key.
Now, just to be clear, did the chest get moved?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
threw
Yeah,
it.
threw
So
it over
now
there,
we
it didn't
have
break
running.
through.
We have running room if
Yes.
we so choose.
But you also have to clear the chest now.
No, the
picked
chest
up-
broke.
Oh,
The
it
chest
broke.
broke and shattered into a bunch of little shitterines.
But it didn't break the floor. Apologies. Okay.
Didn't break the floor though. So you guys jump across the pit to the other side. Irme, you fly over to where the maze is. Now, you examine the maze. The intricate carving shifts before your eyes, its configuration ever changing. The maze has no exits, and its corridors are lit by tiny torches and clouded by fog.
Fascinating.
So you guys understand what you're looking at here? It looks like a painting almost, but it's an actual maze built onto the wall. Remember that game Labyrinth? You know, with the marble and you manipulate the marble through the maze? It's like a big one of those. And now examining it, you look inside, it's like fucking Beetlejuice, the model of the city. You see these tiny little torches, and the torches are
Lit.
Didn't we see something like this before in here?
A dungeon within this place.
What?
Like a little like mini thing at some point. Didn't we see that? Did I dream this already? Am I having deja vu? But didn't we come to a point already where we're looking down at like a miniature version of something going on?
I think we might have saw a model of... Was it the city of Omu or something like that? Or
No.
I don't remember either. But it does ring a bell. But this feels different. This feels like we could be transported into it or something. Oh, that's my vibe that I'm picking up. It reeks of witchcraft.
What is this? A maze for ants.
Not with the little torches. They'd only get as far as from one torch to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a dynamic maze. You're looking at it, and before your eyes, the walls are shifting and moving.
Okay.
Oh.
That's without rolling a perception check, right? That's what I can just perceive by looking at
That's just examining it. You could see this.
So Irme will...
What's the clue for this room again?
The maze holds the key, and we just found a key in the chest.
But, does the sarcophagus have a keyhole?
The sarcophagus does have a keyhole, and again, you're looking at the sarcophagus. It's shifting red. And a few seconds later,
Am I seeing anything in here for like any of the 9 gods? Anything that's tipping me off?
Good question.
no, surprisingly. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, because most of the other tombs or sarcophagi had like an image of one of the 9 gods. I feel like this is something separate.
I'm gonna check. I'm just gonna. The colors. If anybody's examining the sequence of colors, it shifts.
Irme definitely was looking at that.
It repeats a cycle of blue, gold, purple, green, red, and black.
Red, purple,
Examining
blue,
the sarcophagus, you notice a tiny keyhole carved into its lid. The keyhole doesn't penetrate to the interior of the sarcophagus, and it doesn't appear to have any mechanisms as far as like disarming or anything. It looks like a magical keyhole that doesn't even really go all the way through.
Will the key that you found fit in the sarcophagus, Zavril?
I have a feeling we have to go into the maze.
Technically, I found it. But yeah, that's fine.
Technically, you lost it.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
I don't know if I can make that jump.
I don't know why he's so bickery tonight.
You can make the jump one way or another. You said you had grappling hooks and shit. I just hand waved it because you could either, if you can't jump 10 feet because it's half your strength, right?
You shouldn't be in the tomb.
Then you shouldn't even be in here.
What are you
My
doing
strength is
adventuring?
10.
But that's why he has a grappling hook, right?
Can you carry me?
Because he
Aaron?
knew he can't fucking jump. So he's like,
I'll just hang on to this until.
Yeah, we moved the chest so we get the running start.
right.
Trying to keep up.
You have a grappling hook, so everyone can make it across.
All right.
So Irme watching
See-
the sequence of the sarcophagus will look again at the maze and tell Zavril to wait. Maybe there's a certain color that we should put the key. We should put the key in when the sarcophagus turns a certain color, and perhaps the maze could somehow tell us what that color is.
All right, where's everybody's placement?
Thank God
I wanna-
Irene is still alive.
I want to look at the maze because I want to know if is there like a keyhole to the maze itself? Like, is there anything?
Just looking at it, no, you don't. You don't see a keyhole. but that's a good
Wonder
assumption.
if I should touch it.
Yeah, I've been wondering if we should touch it too.
I'll always touch it.
Is it yours? No, don't touch it.
You know what? Perhaps we should make a copy of this maze, a map, if you will.
It's ever changing. It's shifting.
Oh,
I didn't
did I
take
miss that part? My player was getting a beer.
I didn't take you for a cartographer.
If only Quincy were here.
Or at least Svitlongi. I mean, somebody useful.
Irme will look
My
closely at
sword
the
is a
maze to
great-
see if she sees any colors
It's a
at
great
all.
sword.
No, looking closely at the maze, it's remarkable, the detail. The walls are really smooth, and those tiny torches flicker. There's there does appear to be a thick haze in there, and you can see the flickering of the torches through the fog.
Are there any features besides the torches and the pathways of the maze? Like, is there like a
No, there's
chest or a
not
marking?
not that you can see.
There's not even a way out.
Yeah,
And
there's
is there
no
any
exit.
one constant? Like maybe one, like the center is the same, or is there any constant part?
Nope.
No.
Does there
Okay.
appear to be a way I could put the flames out in the maze?
Blow on it.
You could probably blow on them. A little.
Blowing on it
Make a wish.
has no effect.
Only because the death to fire.
I'm sorry.
Death to fire.
Oh, death to fire.
first thing,
I thought you
all
said
the
the defier. And I was
Death
like,
defier.
the defier? What is the defier?
Evil Knievel.
Defies everything.
Sorry, it's my accent from Last Hope.
Defier.
So is everybody standing where they're going to be standing?
When what? When Zavril inserts the key?
I have Irme up by the maze because she's examining it. I'm going to put Copernicus up there because he just blew on it.
I'll go back down to Zavril.
Gunther looked into the maze to see if he can find any chests or anything, any noticeable features.
Perhaps we should move away from the maze before he puts the key in the sarcophagus.
At that.
That's a good idea.
I would like to be
So
with
I've got a
Zavril.
bad feeling about.
I don't want to be absorbed by any other magical items.
Ever again.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Oh,
What'd you do in there?
I meditated.
Zavril's actually
I also
gonna walk
I mean,
around.
meditated.
When you said that the sarcophagus goes through and shifts as well, what's it shifting between? Does that shift colors as well, or?
The sarcophagus is the only thing that's shifting colors.
Oh, I thought that was the maze. Okay.
Nope, the maze is not shift. The maze itself is shifting, but not colors.
Okay.
Arame, does it seem that the patterns of the maze repeat according to the color of their sarcophagus?
No, it
Oh,
doesn't.
that's a good question.
No, I see. I've been examining both of them, and I don't see any correlation. They don't even change in the same time.
I think Gunther is going to move down to where Zavril is.
All right,
I
Gunther
wish we could see
abandons
the color
maze.
of the key. Perhaps the color of the key is what we're missing. If we knew the color of the key, then maybe we'd know when to insert the key into the sarcophagus. But it's invisible. Is there any way to?
The only thing
I'm
I can do
obviously
is very
inserting
far.
the key on the color purple.
Perhaps. What if we brought the key up to the maze? Maybe the key will reveal its color in the maze's presence.
It's a great idea. Throw the key up to me, Zavril.
If we lose the
It's
key in that
invisible.
maze,
Don't
we will
throw the
never
key.
find it.
Almost seems as if the key that we need is in the maze.
I would agree.
Or the maze itself is the key. Literally.
The maze is going to hold the key that we have.
Or perhaps holds another key that we need.
Yes.
The key to my black heart.
For Christ's sakes, bring the key up.
There's no place for a key on the maze.
I know. I just wanted to see if holding it in anywhere of the, if it would reveal itself and we could see the color of it, or
No, nothing happens.
Hold it up to the little torch lights.
yeah, investigate.
I'm not touching the maze. All right, nothing happened.
No,
All
nothing
right.
happens.
I'll
On the
take.
color purple, I'm going to attempt to stick the key in.
I want to be away from the maze.
I want to be away from the maze as well. Ear May.
I'll be in the maze.
I'm assuming time has passed and she's not flying anymore. She'll
How long does your fly last?
up to 10 minutes actually, but
Xavier, you try to
Could
put
be
the key in and it
borderline.
doesn't even fit. It's not the...
for fuck's
This is
sake.
definitely
It is
not
as
the right
I have
key.
suspected.
Ear May will start to look around the room for any other clues, watching the floor beneath her for any
The-
instability.
I think we need to touch the maze.
The key that you have in your hand, Xavier, is far larger than this keyhole. You could just feel it and look at the keyhole and be like, dude, that ain't going.
Well, you could have said that.
I said it was a tiny keyhole.
You also said it was
Yeah,
a
you
tiny
also said
key.
you also said the key.
No, I didn't say it was a tiny key. I said it was 4 to 6 inches long. I said it was a thin material.
Yeah.
Thin material. yeah.
All right.
While they're bitching and complaining, Xavier's going to touch the maze.
Yeah, I guess Gunther will also touch the maze.
Nice. We'll
is
let
our-
them be trapped for eternity this
Yeah,
time.
yes.
It is our turn, Xavier. Let us hope they are as competent as we.
Let us hope.
Challenge accepted.
Which end do you want, Gunther? Or do we want to go together?
On so many levels.
You guys can't even have an erection.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Of course you can have an erection.
Came from Taguda Village.
What kind of monsters are we? No
Who would
erection.
deny a man?
Jesus.
Thing to say. Fucking guys, can't even have an erection around you.
No, I was thinking of Taguda Village.
I know.
All right. If you figured it out, then the listeners have figured it out.
Absolutely. I'm on the.
All right.
All right, we touched the. You guys touching the maze?
You quickly removed that we.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
Nothing
right.
happens. I'm gonna.
Oh, he's got that sparkle in his eye, the little DM sparkle.
Yeah.
He's like, finally, they did what I wanted them to do.
Yeah, enough fucking around.
The first fucking time in this entire game.
Something happens. First time in episode 99.
Something happened.
And we'll see you next week.
All right, as you touch the wall carving, you guys see them touch it, and they just vanish.
Oh,
That would be Irame and Copernicus staring up at them. You see, as they touch the maze, they just vanish. Now,
I wonder if you could see us like little.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna go up and see.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find them.
all right, so these guys touch the maze, they vanish. Irame and Copernicus, you see this from you guys' perspective. You now appear
Who's guys.
from
Zaverlin.
Xavier and Gunther.
Okay.
Gunther.
You guys see now. You are in the small. You're now in the smooth stone maze with the normal sized torches, and look at it's just high walls, but with no ceiling, and you can look down. You can as you look up, you see a distorted image with large, massive versions of Irame and Copernicus, but you can't hear anything. You see them like coming up the stairs and looking in. and as you guys look into the maze, you do see your tiny little companions appear in different places in the maze. Now, as this is going on, Copernicus and Irame, you feel a rumble coming from all around you. A low baseful rumble with the sound of stone grinding upon stone, and dust and bone chips begin falling from the walls. Dust billows across the floor. The walls on the east, west, and southern side begin to lift up into the ceiling as... And in each of these small compartments that are 10 by 10 squares, piles of large bones
Shit.
are piled within each of these small chambers. And as the walls are lifting, the bones of these skeletal minotaurs begin to form. You guys in the maze, that would be Gunther and Zavril, you guys see that your friends are in dire straits. 10 skeletal minotaurs are going to be facing just 2 of your companions. You guys know the race is on to find a key. We're going to roll initiative. Even you guys in the maze are going to roll initiative.
Even
know.
you guys at home. Roll initiative.
Right now, stop what you're doing and roll a d20.
Because you guys don't know it yet, but you're all in the maze too.
Episode 99 got you.
And we'll see you next time on the Natty 19 podcast. In the maze.
Keeping that nat 20.
That's a good note saying goodbye to everybody.
That's what I imagine Irme and Copernicus doing at first, like watching their little figurine show and we're mimicking them. Oh, good.
This is my mustache.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I went into the maze.
Go do this.
I'm like doing up my band.
There you are. I like looking over and seeing those beady white fucking eyes from the darkness. You look like one of the heads on the Metallica black t-shirt there. The tour shirt. Looks like fucking Gandalf the Grey with that fucking beard coming in like that.
It's a good beard.
It is a good, healthy looking beard. Oh,
There he goes
Yeah,
again.
he went out. He like went in and out
there
on my
he is. There he is.
headset too, so I couldn't tell you what he said.
He's back.
Is he though?
Jesus Christ! It's fucking terrifying.
The Ring. He appeared far away and then like instantly right up there. Oh, this is trippy. I wish I wasn't so stoned. Oh, I'm getting scared.
Oh, that made me cry. That was funny.
All right.
I can't fucking.
He's like
I can't. Yeah.
incarnated
Do video of
Bianca.
that. Do video of that. So you can send it to me. All right.
We're gonna record what we're seeing on your face as. I don't know what's going on with Discord tonight, but
I can't even hear him. I don't even think he's connected.
It's because I wasn't talking.
Oh.
Oh man.
I wasn't talking.